Chapter: Fault Lines of Trust. The briefing room aboard the Sphere glowed faintly, the holographic projectors casting shimmering light across the walls. In the center of the room, Damon stood alone, surrounded by glowing holograms that filled the air with Atlantean glyphs and intricate visuals of the Metromite veins. Ina's calm voice broke the quiet. "Accessing restricted files requires authorization, Damon. Please input your command code." Damon's fingers hovered over the interface as he entered a code. The holograms shifted, and the central projection zoomed in on a detailed model of the orichalcum crystal. The crystal's energy conduits pulsed faintly in hues of blue and green, almost as if alive. "Authorization accepted," Ina said. "What would you like to review?" "Show me the energy potential," Damon muttered, his voice low but sharp. The hologram shifted, displaying energy flow rates, potential yield, and theoretical applications. Damon's eyes gleamed with intensity as he studied the data. "Ina," he continued, "what would happen if the Metromite crystal was exposed to an uncontrolled power surge?" Ina's tone remained neutral. An uncontrolled power surge could destabilize the crystal, leading to catastrophic energy release. Estimated radius of destruction: 10 kilometers. Damon smirked faintly. "And if the surge was contained?" "The energy could be redirected or harnessed for large-scale applications. Potential outputs include powering entire continents or creating focused energy weapons," Ina replied. The door to the briefing room slid open, and Kira walked in, her sharp eyes immediately narrowing at the sight of Damon standing amidst the holograms. The faint hum of the projectors filled the air as she crossed her arms. "Damon," she said, her voice cutting through the silence, "what exactly are you doing?" Damon turned slightly, his expression unreadable. "Just reviewing the archives, making sure we understand what we're dealing with." Kira stepped closer, her eyes flicking to the hologram of the orichalcum crystal. "By accessing restricted files without telling anyone, Ina, record everything Damon's been reviewing." Ina's voice responded instantly. "Already recorded and logged." Dr. Kira Damon's jaw tightened, but he forced a smile. "You've been spying on me?" "Spying?" Kira raised an eyebrow. "No, Damon, watching. There's a difference. You've been acting off ever since we got closer to the crystal, and now you're digging into its energy potential like you're planning something." Damon let out a dry laugh, shaking his head. "Planning something? You think I'm going to sabotage the mission? Come on, Kira, you know me better than that." "Do I?" Kira shot back, stepping closer. "Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're more interested in what the crystal can do for you than what it can do for the world." Damon's smile faded, and his tone grew colder. "You don't get it, do you? None of you do? This crystal isn't just a power source. It's a weapon. The kind of weapon that could bring the entire world to its knees. And you want to just hand it over to humanity? To governments, corporations, people who've done nothing but destroy every resource they've ever touched?" Kira's eyes narrowed. "So, what's your solution, Damon? Hoard it? Use it to make yourself king of the world?" Damon's gaze hardened, and he gestured to the hologram of the crystal. "My solution is control. The only way to stop the chaos is to make sure this crystal is in the right hands." "My hands!" Kira's stomach twisted, but her voice remained steady. "You think you're the only one who can handle it? That you're somehow better than the rest of us?" "I know I am," Damon replied, his voice sharp. "Look around you, Kira. The world's falling apart. Wars, corruption, greed. You think Miles's little speech about hope is gonna fix that? Hope doesn't win wars. Power does." Kira stared at him, her fists clenching at her sides. "You don't want to save the world, Damon. You just want to control it. And that makes you no better than the people you claim to hate." For a moment, the room was silent, the tension between them thick. Ina's voice broke the stillness. "Damon has accessed additional restricted files related to the crystal's energy weaponization. Shall I terminate his session?" "Yes," Kira snapped, "and lock him out of the system." "Understood," Ina replied, and the holograms blinked out, leaving the room in dim light. Damon's jaw tightened as he stepped closer to Kira. "You're making a mistake." "No, Damon," Kira said, her voice cold. "The only mistake was trusting you, and if you even think about jeopardizing this mission, you'll regret it." Damon smirked faintly, his eyes glinting with something dark. "We'll see about that." Without another word, he brushed past her and walked out of the room, leaving Kira standing alone in the silence. She exhaled slowly, her hands trembling as she activated her comm. "Aina," she said, her voice firm, "record everything Damon does from now on. I want every move tracked, every file he accesses logged, and send all of this to Miles the second he's back." "Understood," Aina replied. Kira stared at the darkened hologram table, her jaw tightening as she whispered to herself, "If he tries anything, I'll stop him myself."